Well, greetings and welcome to the Leadership and Change Management course. This short YouTube video is going to provide an overview of the syllabus. It's intended for the in-person and executive MBA program or version of the course, but it actually applies to other variants of the course as well. So, the book we're going to be using is called Reframing Organizations. We're in the 5th edition of Bowman and Deal, and you can see the ISBN if you need to order the course right there. Here is some contact information associated with the professor. So, name, office number. If you dial the office number, you're going to get my admin. She'll work you into my schedule as quickly as possible, and I strive to try to contact you within 24 hours. My email is listed right there. That's the better email account, the USG account. You can email my GSU account, and it will forward over to my USG account. The one kind of caution is if you email my Desire to Learn account, it will let me know that you emailed me, but and I'll be able to see your message, but I've got to log into Desire to Learn to actually respond back, and that can be bothersome from time to time. All right, let's scroll down a little bit more. The course description and objectives are a little bit important. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at leadership and change management and power. And we're going to do that through 4 frames. We're going to look at it from a structural frame and a symbolic frame, a political frame, and a human resources frame. And then we're going to talk about how do you reframe an issue and move it into a different perspective, if you will. So anyway, here are the 3 kind of course objectives that we're going to have. The class policies are pretty straightforward. All the work in this particular course is individual work. That's probably helpful to know. You want to be careful on plagiarism. I do use a plagiarism detection tool. It's really good, and it color codes your submission. And so just don't do it. You don't want to have that conversation with me, and I don't want to have that conversation with you either. It always leads to a poor grade. All right, scrolling down a little bit more, here are the assignments. We've got 4 assignments: a final paper, a interim paper, and a participation grade. So all of these are going to be submitted through Dropbox. Don't email them to me. Don't send a pigeon courier. Just put them in Dropbox. I'll grade them there. Use the rubric so that you're all graded fairly, and link it to the grades in that Desire to Learn system. The other thing that you want to know and or pick up on, and you can see it right here at the bottom of the page, you can resubmit, and I'm reading it to you. It's that important. I'm stomping my foot here in my office. You can resubmit your initial draft and final paper without penalty through Dropbox until the end of the semester. There'll come a point where I can't do that, but I'm willing to regrade your submission multiple times, give you feedback on each one, and let you strengthen your ability to write about and explore leadership and change management. So please take advantage of this. Here's the guidance on your initial draft paper. It's going to be due about halfway through the semester, 5-7 pages long, and what you're doing is looking at what aspect of leadership do you want to explore? What are your goals and beliefs about leadership for it to be effective? And then look at what may help or hinder you in developing the leadership based on what you're learning in the course. So you're kind of explaining what you're doing in leadership right now, what you believe about leadership, what you're learning in the course, and how the two interact. That's really a pretty pithy and concise summary of what you're doing on the interim design paper. For the final analysis paper, you're going to take that 5 to 7 page initial draft and flesh it out and get it to 15 to 20 pages, providing more detail, more examples. Please use real-world examples, real-world companies and experiences as you're talking about this. And what we want to be able to do is look at that growth that's taken place throughout the semester as you've learned more about framing and reframing organizations, and you've learned about leadership through that entire process. Last thing I'm going to talk about is your participation grade. So your participation grade is linked to participation on the discussion boards. It's also linked to submitting articles and movies and case studies and websites to strengthen the course for the students that come after you. How cool is that? You get to co-author this course with me. And then finally, that middle part always is a little bit those kind of middle 4 or 5 bullets there are always surprise people. But on movies like this, I allow you to submit tweaks. It'll be a little box that pops up on the movie, and it has 140 characters or less of text. And if it's germane or pertinent or funny or just helps other students learn, then I'll give you credit for that, and it'll count for your part of your participation grade. And so what you need to do is do 3 things. Those 3 things are right here. Okay? So I need you to ensure that you identify the video. Don't identify the PowerPoint or the case study or the other the components, but identify the video that I have authored, and identify your text that you want to insert into the video, and then identify the time location where in the video you're suggesting or recommending that this text be inserted. Anyway, those are the 3 ways that you can increase your participation grade, other than the normal participation in class. Of course, that counts forward. So let's look at the schedule real quick. 5 lessons. We're going to start off on lesson 1 by talking about the 4 frames, and then we'll get into the structural frame. We'll actually cover chapters 1 through 5 of the Bowman and Deal book, so please make sure you've read that before you come into class. We'll then move into the human resources frame, cover that in lesson 2, cover chapters 6 through 8. Political frame, and that's when your initial design paper is due, and that design paper is due at midnight. And then lesson 4, we'll move into the symbolic frame, cover chapters 12 through 14. And then on the last lesson, at the beginning of class, you need to submit your final papers in the Dropbox. I'm going to lock it when I come into class. And then we'll talk about these 4 frames in leadership and finish up the semester. How cool is that? So anyway, this is the schedule and an overview of the syllabus. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I look forward to teaching and co-authoring your experience to learn more about change management and about leadership.